2 feet of compost in here, and at the bottom, or actually let's say goes to right there, so it's about a foot of compost, and then down from there I layered it, of course, chicken wire, and it's lifted up off the ground, so it's an elevated bed. And after the egg cartons, I put down like branches and sticks and leaves and other compost material, dry grass, wet grass, bug carcasses, like you name it, coffee grounds, rice, beans. And then on top of that, you put more grass, more compost. And that process is called Hugelkultur. It's a German word that basically means you're like putting organic material inside of the garden bed underneath your crops and underneath the soil that you grow your crops in. So you don't just fill the, not only are you saving room on soil, so I don't have to fill this whole thing with soil because I put logs under here. And those logs will decompose before these roots actually get down there, or just in time. As these roots go down there, they will help decompose those logs under here and break it down into soil. So you only have to change the soil out like every 5 to 10 years, depending on how big the logs are you put. Because those logs, as they decompose, are basically feeding this garden bed. And all I have to do is kind of add some topsoil and plant my seeds. And you can see how these potatoes are just went crazy. They're overwhelming my green beans here. And some other things that just came up, like some type of melon or squash, and just 2 weeds. But other than that, there's like not a single weed down here. It's just, like I said, just the straw, and then underneath the straw it's the wood chips, and then it's the potting soil or compost and organic material, and the Hugelkultur under that. And all I have to do is take these screws out, and this whole garden bed comes apart in 2 pieces. And there's skis under there, so I can just attach a rope and just slide them to empty all the compost in about 5 to 10 years to replace it. And you can see these potatoes, I've never grown anything like this. They're the purple potatoes, this like finger shape. There's probably about 15 plants in here, very close together, just maybe 4 to 6 inches apart. But you can see how the leaves are now touching, and they're all just, it's basically all just one big plant. They all work together. They've overgrown the chives here. Chives are a good companion plant for, oops, I just pulled up the flower, for potatoes. There's a little poppy coming up. A few days ago, like, you could completely see the chives, but now you can barely see them. They're completely covered. Tomorrow it's going to be this tall. In a week from today it'll be about that tall, and then it'll start flowering. I can't even wait to know how big the potatoes are going to be. And I rarely have to water it because the thick mulch layer holds in all the moisture. And now that the leaves have covered everything, the leaves are even starting to bring down the temperature in the wood, because wood will hold in heat. But now that the leaves are covering a lot of the wood, this whole area is actually going to become cooler because I planted potatoes here. And then the green beans are going to come up here and going to create shade for it as well, with the lattice there. Just lattice and bamboo. And it was all free.